What's up guys, it's me, Devin the Retro Gamer, and I thought we'd do another discussion video. This time we're gonna discuss the Spyro Reignited trilogy while playing some Jack 2. My Wi-Fi fucking sucks. And yeah, we're just gonna discuss the Reignited trilogy. The good, the bad, the ugly, just all around, just everything you could basically discuss about this game. And I guess we'll start off with some of the rumors that are probably false, because I've seen some like YouTube videos that do like news sections where they talk about the Reignited trilogy. What was it? Where the first game, only the first game's gonna be on the disc, but when you put the disc in, it downloads the other two. Now, if that's true, I mean, I'm still gonna get it, of course, obviously, but you know, that's kind of gonna be a little bit annoying because I'd rather it be like the Insane trilogy where it installs the first game and then you could let it install the other two games while you're playing the first game, because downloading is much longer. So it's not really the end of the world, but it's just an inconvenience, really. That's really all it is in a nutshell. But you know, I think I could manage if that's the case, if that's even the case, you know, because Activision's been so cryptic with their, you know, rumors and stuff, so it's not even like, I don't know, it's just Activision for you, you know, with all their rumors and all that stuff. Not rumors, but like being cryptic and everything about everything, you know. Or is it Toys for Bob? I don't know. It's probably both, to be honest. I don't know why they are, but they just are. It's just how they are. Being little cryptic dudes. And then I guess the other thing we could discuss that could probably be bad is the censorship in the game. Again, like the disc thing, it's not really the end of the world, of course. It's not game breaking, but it just seems kind of dumb, you know? Like censoring guns for, like, you know, what do you call it? Like goo guns and stuff. Cause what I don't get is the Insane trilogy had an actual gun in it, you know, a pinstripe. So they didn't censor that, thank goodness, cause that would have been dumb, like the like the Reignited trilogy did. So I don't really see why they're doing it with that. And I understand they're different developers than Vicarious Visions, but I don't know. The only other thing I could think of why they're doing it is because, you know, what you call it, the Reignited trilogy might be trying to go for E for everyone, because I believe the Insane trilogy is E10 and up, probably. So that's the only reason I could think of, like the only good reason I could think of why they censored it, you know. Although it could also be because, you know, a lot of people are getting triggered by guns recently, so you know, I don't know. Could be a whole number of things too. All in all, it just kind of sucks that they had to do that, but you know, I heard that they're gonna censor like any part in Spyro that had some sort of weapon or gun in it with something childish like a goo gun or something. Now, just like of all the things, what annoys me is it had to be a goo gun. I mean, you couldn't have done like a laser or something. If it was a laser, shoot, I wouldn't have cared, you know. Perfect, you know, could have made a yellow laser, you know, because that's what the gun ammo looked like, you know. And if they made it a goo gun, I'm kind of wondering why they didn't make it look like yellow goo, you know, make it look like the actual weapon does, because I mean, the actual game's a PS1 game. You could use the excuse that, yeah, it was a goo gun the whole time, you just didn't know, guys, you know. But they didn't, they made it purple. Purple of all colors. Not against purple, but yeah. And then what else do we have to discuss? The price. I already know what the price was. It was the same as the Insane trilogy, and I already know because my grandpa pre-ordered it. But it's definitely a good thing it wasn't $60. I would have thought that it would have been a little bit of a higher price than the Insane trilogy, considering, you know, how much bigger the Spyro games are than the Crash games, technically, because it's more open, and they are longer than the Crash games, you know. Just a different style, you know. Crash is more linear, Spyro is more open, you know. It's just a difference in styles and whatnot. And yeah, what else is there? Bloop bloop bloop. Oh yeah, the Spyro Reignited trilogy had a. I know they actually did an update for the Insane trilogy that made it to where you could see the like you could see the Reignited trilogy trailer in it, and just, you know, it was pretty cool and stuff, you know, that they did it. And now you don't have to put in a code, they just have it right there in the main menu, so now you can just see the trailer all the time, only in the PS4 and Xbox One version, not in the Switch version, because the Insane trilogy is not getting a Switch version. Now this is one thing that I understand why Toys for Bob did this, unlike some of the other things, because I understand why the Reignited trilogy is not going to be on the Switch early. I think eventually, if time does go on, I think maybe in a year's time or so, they're probably going to eventually put it on the Switch, but not anytime soon, I don't think. Actually, but I think the main reason is because the PS4 and they're made for PS4 and Xbox One. They're not made for the Switch. And as much as I would like to say that the Switch has just as good graphics as the PS4 and Xbox One, it really doesn't. It's slightly worse, you know. And the Spyro game is made for PS4 and Xbox One specifically. You know, it's made for those graphic type engines, you know. So if they were to port it to the Nintendo Switch, they'd have to tweak the engine a bit, you know, make the game look a little crappier, you know, take off some detailed textures, make them less detailed, you know, to put it on the Switch, especially since the Switch is partly a handheld, you know. Handheld mode's also into consideration too, which is even worse than the console mode, obviously. You know, it's kind of a no-brainer. So I think either they're just not going to bother putting it on the Switch, which that could be a, you know, most likely, could be, or they're going to wait. They want to release the game, you know, the way they want to release the game, you know, with their engine and stuff, and then they're gonna wait a little bit, you know, after the game sells well, and then they're gonna start tweaking the game for the Switch probably, and then they're gonna port it to that eventually. So for any Switch owners who really want the game, most likely that's what's gonna happen, but I wouldn't take my word, because yeah, I could be incorrect, so apologies if I am, but I'm just guessing here. The Reignited trilogy, I remember looking up, so the original version of the Reignited trilogy was the same. It was made for the original hardware, for the, you know, PS4 and Xbox One and all that stuff, you know. And then later they made the Switch port. Now you could say that they made it for PS4 and well, the Xbox One and PS4 hardware, let's be real, is almost exactly the same. At least the original hardware. I know the X is a little better than the Pro, but the original hardware is mostly the same, you know. Maybe aside from the PS4 being slightly better in the graphics department, it's about the same, really, if you compare the two versions side by side. No, the main reason it was only on PS4 originally was because it was like an exclusive thing, you know. They made an exclusive deal with Sony to have the Reignited trilogy, you know, be on PS4 for 1 year. It was timed exclusive, much like the early Xbox One and some early PS4 games, you know. That's just how they did it, you know what I mean? And so the Reignited trilogy is different because it's not a timed exclusive. It's on all platforms, which I'm very happy about. You know, I'm not an exclusive freak like everybody else is, because I remember they were doing petitions for the Insane trilogy to get it only on PS4. Like, why do they really care is what I'm wondering. Why are they worrying about what ports a game gets, you know? Enjoy your version. If you like it on PS4, keep it on PS4. If you like it on Xbox One, enjoy it on Xbox One. If you like it on Switch, enjoy it on the go, you know? It's no big deal, but a lot of PS4 fans, and I'm kind of I guess I'm kind of, what do you call it, embarrassed as a PlayStation fan by this, that they're making such a big deal about the Insane Trilogy going on all platforms. They made a petition to not get it on the other platforms, you know? So I hope they don't do that for the Reignited Trilogy. I really hope they don't. But, I mean, come on. Most fans, that's just the minority, those types of people. The most actual fans who love these games want to see it thrive. They want to see it on all platforms. They want every console fan to enjoy it, whether it be an Xbox player, which no offense to Xbox, but let's be honest, the Insane Trilogy is probably going to sell the worst on the Xbox One and probably sell the best on the Switch, considering all, you know, because the Switch has a lot of platformers, like Nintendo fans, like, they're more of a platformer type people, so I think they would, not people, that sounds weird, but they're like more of a platformer type fan base, yeah, there we go, it's a better word, than Xbox or PlayStation. So they would probably be more in the category of people that would buy that. So I would guess the Insane Trilogy is going to get a high boost in sales when it, since it's now, excuse me, since it's now on the Switch. That's why I think it would be pretty tragic if the Reignited Trilogy didn't get on the Switch, because I think that would really give it a boost in sales. But I'm digressing. I don't really know, to be honest. And then also, I do like some of the stuff that they're doing. Like, they're changing, as much as I hated the censorship thing, one thing I did appreciate about the Reignited Trilogy was the fact that it did change some things, actually. It didn't change the layout of the levels or anything, but it changed things for the better. Like, they had their own unique style. Like, I saw a level in the Reignited Trilogy from Artisans where it was an area in the original where, like, the walls were blank, there's nothing on it. It was a PS1 game. It was bland, of course. But the Reignited Trilogy, they added, like, paintings and stuff and art. And they had an Easter egg to a level from Spyro Ripto's Rage, which would mean that some of the people from Artisans might have been to Summer Forest from Ripto's Rage, or places like that. And I thought that was kind of cool. I thought that was very interesting, to be honest, that they actually did that. And I know they did it with other areas too. One big annoyance I have also is nitpickers. Nitpickers is also a big problem. I'm kind of calling out these kinds of people too. It's with any other fan base. Like, everybody hates nitpickers. Like, let's be honest, nobody likes nitpickers, because what nitpickers for the Spyro Reignited Trilogy mainly do is they'll they'll see an image, right, and they'll be like, in the sunset, it makes Spyro's body look too orange. Well, duh. Of course it makes his body look orange. That's how the sunsets make it look. Now, I would admit that if I would complain about the skybox, yes, that's kind of a nitpick, but I'm not, like, making a big deal out of it, you know what I mean? I would say more like, I'd recommend, you know, you should probably change the skybox from sunset to, you know, sunny, because that's what it was in the original. You know, I'm not going to make a big deal about it like these other people, you know? Which, then you also got people that, you know, complain about the grass. Man, those people are pretty strange, complain about the grass. So basically, people will say the grass color, it's not perfect enough, you know, it's not green enough, it's too bland, you know, when really, I don't see the big deal. Like that's really gonna change the game for you. The grass isn't green enough. I don't know where the mental disorder is in that whole situation, but yeah, it's pretty crazy to me. And then I know they also nitpicked some of the character models, like the fact that the dragons had, you know, different things on, like they had different looks from one another for once. And the people started complaining about that too. I don't even know why that's a complaint. I thought that would have been a good thing. The dragons aren't all the same now, you know? That's a good thing, you know? Right on to the developers for doing that, because now the dragons aren't the same bland guys who say, "Thank you for releasing me, Spyro." You know, because like 70% of them in the original game said that, you know? I don't know if most of them are still going to say thank you for releasing me, or if they're going to give like every dragon some sort of new line. It would be cool if they did give every dragon a new line. I don't really care if you know, whatchamacallit, people complain about it or anything. That would just be interesting, you know? Something different, you know what I mean? And I think Toys for Bob, you know, aside from the censorship part, that's like the only nitpick I'd have, is the whole censorship part. But everything else, like that they added that's new, most of the stuff they added that was new, they did good. I gotta give props where props are due. They did really good as developers, you know, honestly. And I don't really have much else bad I could say aside from that. You know, it's really awesome what they did, and I gotta give them props for that. I know, oh yeah, I forgot, they brought back the original voice actor for Spyro, Tom Kenny. And if people don't know who Tom Kenny is, of course, I just said a second ago, he was the original voice for Spyro in Ripto's Rage, Year of the Dragon, and Enter the Dragonfly. We don't talk about Enter the Dragonfly, but we'll just take that out, and we'll just talk about Ripto's Rage and Year of the Dragon. So yeah, he was in those two games. But one other interesting thing is he's actually the voice actor of SpongeBob in the SpongeBob SquarePants show, which I didn't know until like maybe a year ago, which I thought was kind of interesting, and I'm surprised I didn't notice it. Well, not a year ago, actually. No, what am I saying? No, I'm thinking of another voice actor who did it. Oh yeah, Tom Clancy. That's who I was thinking of. That was a bit different, but he's not in the Reignited trilogy. Cause now I'm remembering the Ripto's Rage video I did. The SpongeBob video, which meant that I knew that, yeah, that's what made me realize, yeah, I corrected myself though, so props to me for that. And one thing that I don't know is, I don't know if they are bringing back any other voice actors. As far as I know, Tom Kenny's like the only old voice actor they're bringing back. It'd be cool if they brought back the voice actor for Ripto or Hunter and stuff like that. Because they're pretty good voice actors, you know, and they fit their roles really well, so I hope they stay on. But if they do get, you know, new actors, I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. I'll give them a chance, you know, because I know the Reignited trilogy had different actors, Cortex especially, you know, Lex Lang, who, he wasn't the voice for Cortex in the original PS1 games, but he was the voice for Cortex, Twin Sanity and on, and he was pretty hilarious, you know. It's pretty hard, but I would almost say I might actually prefer him over Clancy Brown, who Clancy Brown was the voice actor of Mr. Krabs, or the current voice actor of Mr. Krabs, not was. Same with you know, Tom Kenny, current voice actor of SpongeBob. And they both voice acted in Spyro. That's the even funnier irony. At one point, because Clancy Brown did a lot of the Elder Dragon voices in the original, and you know, like I said, Tom Kenny did a lot of the Spyro voices in Ripto's Rage, and did some of the NPCs in Ripto's Rage and Year of the Dragon. Mostly I prefer Year of the Dragon, but you know, hey, people have opinions, right? Alright, what else? Oh, okay, I know a really good one to talk about. The music. You have the choice of selecting between the original music and the new Reignited music. I will let you guys know what music I'm gonna do when I let's play the game, maybe in like an update video later. But aside from that, I don't think I'm gonna mention what I'm gonna do now. But it's a cool feature. You could swap between you know, the original music and then the modern music. So that was one thing that fans were really complaining about. I didn't think they'd do it. I didn't really care if they did it or not, to be honest, because no matter what, you know, I'm still gonna get it. But I still got it because it's pre-ordered, so you know, it's not I'm still gonna get it. It's coming in September. But shoot, what was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. Crep. Alright, yeah, now I know what I was gonna say. That's cool, because that's all I had to say about the music thing. Yeah, and I looked at Hurricos, looked at that level a bit, and one thing I noticed is that like the robots that kind of look like Clank, I think that was my first random vid, where I was like saying it was like a Ratchet and Clank reference or whatever. Yeah, the Clank-like robots are the silver metal type robots. They don't make a ringing sound anymore like they did in the original. And then also, again, what I'm about to say now is another nitpick, so take it with a grain of salt, because the way they did the gem count was instead of it being like a roulette wheel, it was more like it would just pop up the next number. But it was even worse when they first showed gameplay. When you would get it right, it wouldn't like show each number as it's going through. It would just skip right to the amount you got, you know, which did kind of bother me a bit. But props to Toys for Bob. They changed it to where it's not like a roulette wheel like the original. Why is that so hard to say? But it's not like that. Like was the way the original was. It's still the pop, but it doesn't skip to the number you got. It will show each number you get as it goes by. So even though they do censor that, they are censoring the game a lot, they are listening to the fans for a lot of things, and I have to say, I really think that they're doing a good job on this. I wish them the best of luck with the game development, and I really hope they succeed, you know. And the critiques I do and the nitpicks I do aren't because I have a problem with the game. It's just because I care about the Spyro series, and I just don't want it to fail, you know. And I want to just be the best thing it could be. And I think that it's a good thing that developers listen to what their fans are saying, and if it's something that they think is important. I don't think they necessarily have to listen to nitpicks. Nitpicks don't matter. But like critiques, that's something good to listen to in a game, you know, because a lot of the problem with game developers, especially in the PS3 era and a lot of the PS4 era, is that a lot of them just don't care. Like, they just slap stuff in their games, and yeah, they just sell it, you know. But Vicarious Visions and Toys for Bob are a lot different. They listen to their fans. They listen to what they have to say. They listen so much that they even listen to the nitpicks, which they didn't even have. Like, they don't have to do any of that, but they do. Awesome, and I'm gonna be happy to see it come out in September. And honestly, that's about all I can say, really. I don't have anything else I could really discuss about the Reignited trilogy aside from all the stuff I just discussed. So I think I'm gonna end the video off now. But thank you for listening for the last 25 minutes, guys. I really appreciate that. And I guess I'll just end off the video. See you guys in the next video I do.